Hello and welcome to the Lighthouse. I am SHIJÉ, and this is going to be another motivational, inspirational message. Of course, these are timeless, and I believe this is number 6. Um, I switched up the cards again, because we like to try to keep fresh, right? I was drawn to different cards this time. Oh, well, I got a couple of surprises for before the end. Um, One of them just for fun because, well, I'll explain after. But here you probably see this little bowl, and my little angel cards are missing, and so I put them in my little Halloween thing so we can draw some of those after. Um, Let us start with. Oh yeah, please like. It says I never think to say it, but of course the trash man cometh. Trash when you're trying to be positive, but life keeps testing you. Hold on. I don't want to shut it off, but hold. I don't want it to be too loud either. Hold on. Bear with us. I was going to record this earlier too, but they were doing stuff in the park next to me, and they're working on something. So there's like leaf blowers or saws or something going on. And this is a let me wait. And then, of course, as I start, the truck comes. Hey, never fails. Life is it's a hoot a minute. Anyway, please like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to be notified. You know the spiel. This is I hate to say it because I figure people should. It's not their first time at the rodeo. Um, which one do I want to start with? Let's start with the ones we gotta read first. Flying fish, right? This is from the Myths and Mermaids. I haven't used this in a while, even for myself. I was drawn to it though today, and I saved a spot so I don't have to flip through the pages. See, it's week 2. We're getting back in the swing. Swallow your fears about falling and focus on all you can be. For soon you'll be sailing through sunlight as fast as you swam in the sea. So again, the fear not is the ongoing theme here. A butterfly-winged angelfish glides effortlessly through the air before a pleasantly pastoral scene. The juxtaposition is a word I've never heard. Juxtaposition between sky and sea suggests a feeling of incongruence, yet the fish appears content with its surroundings. Divination message, a fish out of water. Lately, you have been asking yourself the same question again and again. What am I doing? Let me tell you. Like I said, this is the ongoing theme. Many people are wondering, how the hell did I get here? What the hell am I doing here? Especially if things went all kinds of left and you're questioning paths, you're questioning everything. A lot of people are. This is whether it's pre-2020 or 2020 stuff added onto it, but a lot of people are trying to figure out what direction to go in because a lot of people have lost a lot of things. A lot of people are feeling helpless and hopeless and uncertain about For some, how am I going to pay the rent? How am I going to get food? How am I going, everybody is struggling in various ways during this bullshit ass situation going on here. Um, and feeling like, where do I go? What do I do? You're feeling out of your element and ill at ease. Different faces, different rules, and different expectations. It can certainly be overwhelming. But remember, it is important to leave your comfort zone now and then in order to grow. You might not fit in at first, but give it time. After all, you have adapted to new situations in the past. It might take patience. It might take more effort than you are used to putting forth. But you can definitely do it again. And that's when we were talking about doing it again. A lot of people are sick and tired of starting over. Depends on even what your age is, what you've been through. We's tired. The soul is weary. And for many people, the body's weary. Everything is just depending on what you've been through. And a lot of people are feeling like they just don't got it in them to start over or to try to figure out again, because maybe even you were stuck in some monotonous thing, but it was a guarantee. Even though you weren't the happiest, it was still a guarantee. And now you've been thrown into a situation where, you got to figure stuff out now, because obviously things weren't guaranteed. And now we're having to choose different, but maybe it's for a reason. I said, I've seen people make lemons out of lemonade this year. Some guy, Steve Inman, I follow him on Twitter. He usually does commentary. I've never heard of him before, because he's works in a genre like the mixed martial art, like he does commentary for sports stuff. I don't watch sports stuff. But through Twitter, he's been discovered by a lot of other people, because instead of doing commentary on sporting things, because that's been canceled, he started doing commentary on just random stuff. A lot of it's the Antifa and the things, like he makes these videos, the same way he would do for his sporting things, but with any videos he finds. And it's become a source of laugh, comic relief during a heavy time for a lot of people. And so it says when he thought he lost his job, or when he thought whatever, and he started doing something else, even if you slip into it by accident, like me. I didn't know I was going to start doing readings again. It kind of just happened. But again, perhaps we're redirected in life, or perhaps things happen in life because we need to be redirected, because there's something better. And though again we are faced with uncertainty and fear of the unknown, you will amaze yourself with the creative things that you come up with in order to, as long as you don't give up, to make again lemons out of lemonade. So again, this guy, he's found a whole new shtick now doing this. And it's just a lot of people maybe are meant to discover things that they didn't know were even on the path or possible. So, fear not, as they say. You can do it again. This is, no matter what you've been through in life, you're still standing. Right? You're still here. You got to give yourself more credit that you're able to survive certain things or go through certain things. It says you'll even sometimes surprise and amaze yourself. When you, especially, not to put anybody else down, but this is, people are given hardships. The universe, you come into this situation here, sometimes you ask for stuff, whatever it is, you're never given more than you can handle. Like I says, and sometimes it's people discovering their own strength, their own leadership qualities, their own talents through hardships. This is because, that's where growth happens. So that's where you would, again, even amaze yourself how strong you are. Some people couldn't handle what you've been through. I said that's not to knock other people, but again, you know what I'm saying. Now, the opposite here, the antithesis, which I guess is the bad or negative. You have been feeling the pangs of homesickness, and it is time to acknowledge that you are unhappy in your present situation. Maybe it was fun and exciting to get outside of the rut, but now you are longing for the familiar, and the time is right to return to where you are most comfortable. But again, that says, I don't know who, for some people that might be true, but remember, nothing grows in comfort zones. So don't, out of habit or out of working out of one's shadow in the fear aspect, stay in or resort to what is familiar. Because sometimes you're meant to also move past that and discover yourself and discover new things and not stick with the comfortable, the familiar, because again, nothing grows in comfort zones. So for some people, maybe you're feeling, oh, I need to go back home, and that's where you want to, or go back to doing something you used to do, whatever, because that's where you feel the most at home, or the most whatever. If that's the case, great. But be aware of why we're choosing what we're choosing. Are we choosing it out of familiarity and because it feels safe? Because we're fearful of the unknown? Or is it if it's a healthy perspective or a healthy reason, maybe you just want to go retire back in your hometown, or go back to doing something you used to do that you had to give up because you had to do something again that was consistent or that paid the bills or whatever it is. So again, just sit with our thoughts and our reasons of why we're choosing certain things. And does it come from a place of fear? Or does it come from a place of a healed outlook perspective on things? And it isn't a shadow aspect, right? That is important. And then for the medicine card, we got ants. Ugh, I'm like these goddamn ants. I've been having an ant problem because they redid the pool area and they dug it up. And so, of course, whatever was hanging out was living down there, decided to come up into the walls and come into the house. And I got a lot of plants. And I discovered a couple of times that my plants were infested. Talk about the skeevies. I got a bug thing, and it's I'm all set. I'm all set with this having a bunch of ants just, and they've been a real pain in the arse. So the irony of this card coming out of all the animals, I thought was pretty funny. Like a little joke. Yeah, here's those ants that you don't like. And then we have number 32, which is a 5, which again is about change. Right? Yeah, those damn ants. They need to do, because I'm not trying to have that things creeping crawling around here. Anyway, ant. Oh, tiny ant, your patience grows like the sands of time. Can I learn to be like you, or is it too sublime? Patience. See, this is what they tell everybody. Just chill out. Again, maybe, like I said, if we're wanting to stay in the familiar, wanting to slip back into certain mindsets that don't serve us, or go back to certain situations or people that don't serve us, again, because it's familiar, it's what we know, it's, what we do when we love to self-sabotage our own potential. We resort to, going backwards. But sometimes the universe might be saying, though you may be feeling uncertain and unsure or whatever, have patience. Give it a little bit more time. Give yourself a little bit more time to see, again, why we might be thinking left or right. Where is it coming from? So some things, that's what they keep telling me. I'm like, I moved out here, and it's been a nightmare situation. I went through a whole hell of a lot of crap, health wise, family wise, relationship wise, my everything at once for years. Like I said, and it left me like, why the hell was I drawn out here? What, like I said, we all got our stuff, and I've been questioning my path too. I've been questioning why I'm here too. And they keep trying to, and I keep thinking, oh, maybe I should just leave, maybe I should, they keep telling me, wait it out. You're on the right path. This is even when you don't feel like it is, maybe you are on the right path. It's timing. And whatever your destiny may be, with a particular person in a certain area of work or in a certain location, so it doesn't happen when you just get there or just arrive, or maybe you need to be like the clay, right? As Jesus says, I be the potter, you be the clay. Maybe you needed a little more time to become who you need to be before you step into that destiny. You weren't ready. You had to go through this, that, the other. You had to let go of this, that, the other, including ways of thinking, especially as we're going to get into here, or as we've seen with the other reading. I don't know if it was I think it was one of the elements about leadership. A lot of people are light workers. A lot of people are here because you're meant to do something that involves helping humanity in some way, right? And before, that's a big responsibility. And you had to go through a lot of stuff in life to prepare you to be that person to help other people. Because unless you've walked the path, how can you teach it? That's what I said. So give yourself more credit than what you do currently in regards to your ability to survive and persevere and overcome. And don't be hard on yourself. Don't lose faith in yourself. And just try to sit with, again, your feelings and why we're thinking a certain way, whether it's, again, thinking negatively about ourselves, the situation, or our path, or whatever, and just be at peace. And know that whatever you've been through, it's to prepare you for who you're meant to be. And that doesn't come easily. It doesn't come easily. Patience. Ant can carry a leaf over hundreds of miles just to get it back to the anthill. Ants in Africa will strip a forest bare when food is scarce, if it takes them a year. Ant medicine is the strategy of patience. Ant is a builder, like beaver, is aggressive, like badger, has stamina, like elk, scrutiny, like mouse, and giveaway, like turkey. Every ant in an anthill is part of the ant group mind, as all ants work for the queen ant in the hive. Self-sacrifice is part of ant medicine. Greater than ants' other medicines, however, is patience. Ant people are active, community-minded folks who seek the greater future needs of their town. Sorry. Ant people are planners, like squirrel, and are content to see their dreams being built a little at a time. In today's society, that is a rare quality. Yes, because everything is now immediate. They want drive-through tarot. They want drive-through, quick everything, you know. A lot of people don't have, especially this generation, they've grown up on just technology, social media, whatever. Everything's got to be immediate, and now they don't have the patience to put in the work or to take the time for something to become, like it says, a tree doesn't grow overnight. Those big redwoods, those majestic trees in the forest, they've taken years to become what they are. And again, a lot of people don't have patience, even with themselves. Being hard on ourselves because we aren't where we think we should be or whatever. This is measure your successes through your freedoms, how you've grown and what you've released and who you've become as a person. Not necessarily what you look like or what you have material wise or what society deems as success. Because a lot of those people that seem successful spiritually, psychologically, they're all jacked up. But just because they got money or just because you see them with a lot of followers, it doesn't mean anything. Remember, Jesus had 12. So don't measure success, worth, value on bullshit meters. Because that's what they are, bullshit meters, right? In the desert, one type of ant will burrow a conical hole with its apex at the bottom. The ant will cover itself and patiently wait for some unsuspecting insect to fall in. Oof. As the sand crumbles, the prey eventually falls to the bottom, only to find ants' open jaws. Ew. Patience does have its rewards, and people have a knowing about the sweet victory at the end of the line. There is never concern about going without if they are late for the opening of a sale. If what they want is sold out, they are sure that something equal or better is available. That's why I said, I don't know those people that be like acting crazy. Those sales, wait, sleeping outside stores just to buy stuff. Like I said, the conditioning is real. Psyops everywhere. Making people think that they need to do this kind of things. Again, if you have ant medicine, you eat slowly and deliberately and are content in knowing that what is yours will come to you. This knowing is good medicine. It shows a trust in the universe to provide. That's what they keep telling me. Trust, trust. I'm like, what you talking about, Willis? What you want me to trust? Because especially when trust now is an issue, even with trusting the universe. Especially if you've been through a lot of stuff and you felt forsaken. My God. But again, what makes you so special to think you are exempt from suffering? That's why you're here. A lot of people, like I says, nobody has had it 100% easy breezy. Nobody is 100% perfect. This is all, you know. If Aunt meandered into your spread today, it is time to show a little trust and patience in some life situation. You may have forgotten that you will always receive that which you need at the time you need it most. If it is not on the horizon or just around the next anthill, you may need to use some strategy. How can you put to use your power of creation until it arrives, whatever it means to you at this time? Ant is working for the good of the whole. Are you? If you are, be assured that the whole wants the same goodness for you and that it will be provided. So I said, let go and let God. When we obsess over, when we had the other card too, again, I don't know if it was for one of the elements, for the law of attraction. Constantly thinking about something, constantly, it says, and it's putting out that lack or fear-based energy. And that's maybe why something's taken so long, because you're putting up blocks by constantly thinking about it, obsessing over it, harping on it, whatever it is, Put your wish out there, and in the meantime, prepare yourself for it. Like I said, because if it showed up tomorrow, are you ready? Are you healthy? Are you whole? Are you where you want to be? Are you feeling how you want to feel? Are you going to be able to approach it again from a healed perspective, from a whole perspective? Or are you walking around broken and feeling, carrying all your baggage and expecting to meet somebody who's going to, save the day? This is not how it works, and you can't put your happiness or your "I'll be happy wins" into something else or someone else or some future whatever. It has to be now. It has to be you working on you, you focusing on you. And again, once you're ready to get that thing that is great, you can't show up all, like I said, peg-legged and jacked up. You have to meet it. If this is something great, you can't be subpar. You got to match it. Otherwise, you're going to just bring in another doozy or another dead end or another whatever. Um, just think positive about it. Put it out there. Make your steps so that, again, you're co-creating, right? Um, And then you got a warning thing here too about watch out, here comes the sting. If you are in a hurry, you may fall prey to those who are not working for the good of the whole of humanity. Those individuals who make greed a way of life prey on the fear and urgency of those who have forgotten natural and tribal law. It's easy money. If this warning applies to you, become aware of users and con artists. Like I said, there's a lot of bullshit out there and a lot of bullshit artists and a lot of people looking for fools to hang on to every word and believe what they say and follow them, though they're leading them to their own demise. Or they themselves, a lot of people out there claim to be woke and they're still asleep. So again, be wary of whose philosophies you subscribe to, who you follow, whose every word you hang on. Because again, you're dealing with a lot of narcissists, a lot of con artists, and a lot of people that tell you what you want to hear because it somehow strokes their ego, makes them popular, or makes them money. Again, weed it out because again, there's a lot of weeds. A lot of weeds, a lot of plants too. A lot of people that are put in certain positions to gaslight you, to make you, again, to shape your belief systems, not to your advantage, but for theirs. And like I said, but that's a whole nother thing. But be wary. Anything that comes easy usually comes with a price. It will cost you later or at some point. Good things take time. Things that are strong in their constitution take time because they have to become rooted. You have to become rooted, right? Otherwise, you'll be like a tumbleweed, just rolling to whatever direction the wind's blowing. Not having any direction, just all over the place, right? In the contrary position, and also teaches you to trust natural law. If you do, harmony always follows. Your silly impatience will bring coyote to aid you in sabotaging your plans for the future. If you allow your panic to outweigh your rational sensibilities and making rash decisions based on our emotions, might cost you in the end to miss out on things. Had you had a little more patience, you know what I'm saying? The key here is to honor the will of the Great Spirit so that mountains are not made out of anthills. So there you are. Then you have here healing anger. I learned to love both the positive and the negative aspects of others as I grow to love my own strengths and weaknesses. Again, like I said, there's no perfect people, and a lot of people are trying your last nerve. And so I said, protect your energy. Don't engage with or subject yourself to any unnecessary drama, negativity, or bullshit. So we talk about that social media. Be careful. Not everything warrants our response, even though we may feel it, because then you're just inviting people to chime in. And a lot of times, like I said, it's not even worth it. Protect your energy. Try to have compassion, but keep it away from you if you can. And again, acknowledge have compassion for yourself, and again, give yourself more credit for, again, what you've been through, how you've overcome it, your strengths. Acknowledge your weaknesses. Don't condemn yourself for them, but be aware of them, because again, you need to know yourself first and foremost, because there are a lot of people out there who will see certain things in you and they'll use that against you. I'm talking about that doormat, that too giving, the too kind, the too, listen, like I said, it's a jungle out there. And you can't be so naive not to understand that not everybody is going to have your best interest. So you better have your own, and you better have your wits about you, and you better know who the hell you are. Because again, they love conditioned minds, those that seek to exploit them for their own agendas. I know what my purpose in life is. My faith in a higher power gives my life meaning and purpose. Again, talking about having faith. Know that whatever didn't work out, maybe wasn't supposed to, stop clinging to things again that were meant to be lessons or stepping stones. Stop trying to move immovable mountains. But also don't give up halfway up your climb. If at the peak of that mountain is your greatest self. Don't give up on that mountain, right? And here we have counselor. Archangel Azrael, you are a natural counselor and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. I said, oh, thank you, Willis. Was that for me? But that could be for some of you too. Like I said, depending on who you are and what you're meant to do. Like I said, you could have been working some 9-to-5 job that you were completely miserable in, that you lost it during this thing, and now you're wondering, what am I doing? Where am I going? And maybe, again, you have a gift or a talent or some other thing that you're meant to be doing, a calling that you've ignored because you didn't believe in yourself or you thought whatever. They're trying to ask you to kind of sit again with yourself and ask yourself some questions and see where that gets you. He says maybe again you're meant to do something where you're helping others, or maybe they're saying that you should seek someone out who can help you to realize these things. Creative writing. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or a pen, an article, or book. They're always getting on me about that too, about finishing my thing. But, again, that could be for some of you too. Maybe that's how you do your helping others. Maybe sharing your story. Again, whatever you've been through. Or this is just for you to keep track of your own self, your own growth, your own whatever, so you can reflect upon your daily thought processes or your daily activities and see, are they serving you or are they not serving you? Sometimes when we write it down and can see it, because we will conveniently forget if it means we can sit in the lowest and procrastinate and make excuses. But when you write stuff down, it's kind of hard to miss, right? But again, however that applies for you. And we have here these lovely flowers. What are these called? Is that iris? I think so. I accept my own perfection. You're perfectly imperfect, and that's okay. Because again, there's no such thing as perfection. Though we may strive for it. A lot of people make themselves miserable or become OCD or Virgos can be like that a lot. Depending on your traits, you can become obsessed with perfection. But again, you gotta accept yourself and love yourself no matter what, because in the universe's eyes, you're perfect the way that you are with all your imperfections. That's what makes you you. That's what makes you unique, right? I stay in the present by keeping my energy field clear. That's what I said. Protect yourself, because when I talked about distractions and stuff, like I said, there are certain things that are placed in this world that are to keep people from awakening to their own greatness. I don't want to get too much into that here, but know that there's a lot of things, not just the situations that we're born into, but the indoctrination that you go through in school, the stuff that you're told through religion, through, the government, what you're programmed. Now, they don't call it programming for nothing. Through television, there are agendas, serving agendas, serving agendas. And a lot of it is to keep people asleep and to keep people compliant and to keep people from, again, reaching their highest and best. That's why I said you got to weed it out. You got to protect what you put in your body, what you put in your mind. Because there are people out there that don't give a shit about you, as long as they making money off of your whatever. And I will leave it at that. As I love and accept myself, I allow transformation on all levels of my life. That's what I said. To thine own self be true. And I want to save the spirit cats for after. Every thought I think is creating my future. That's what I said. Be careful of your thoughts, because if you're into stinking thinking will persist. Again, if we're afraid of certain things, or whatever, that's what we're going to attract. So try to think positive. Try to, again, protect your energy. Meditate. Be out in nature. Beware, again, of what you consume mentally, emotionally, food-wise, anything, right? And think positive. I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. Oops. Each moment of the day is special to me as I follow my higher instincts and listen to my heart. I am at peace with my world and affairs. And then, I am worth loving. I do not have to earn love. I am lovable because I exist. Others reflect the love that I have for myself. That's what it says. Karma's not a bitch, it's a mirror. And a lot of people that are involved with shitty ass people. And now, but I'm a good person. I do everything for whatever. There's a lesson there for you. If you don't love yourself, you're gonna find yourself involved with people that don't love you either. Even though that's not what you're looking for, that's what you're gonna get. Because again, to thine own self be true. Once you have self-love, self-worth, self-respect, you'll be around people that reflect that as well, because you won't tolerate anything less than. And that's how it should be. Know again that you're worthy. It all stems from how you feel about yourself. And that will determine what you entertain, even from yourself. What you won't put up with from yourself. When you say, okay, no more of this thinking or being this way. But it has to come from you. Be still and know that I am God. We've got a lot of repeat things here. Again, the universe just wants you to know. They keep trying to tell you, fear not. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and light unto my path. Psalm 119, 105. This one was Psalm 46:10. So this is, again, trusting the guidance that's being given to you, right? Because it's trying to help lead you out of the darkness, as is the lighthouse. And then, spirit cats. I love these cards. Gratitude. Meet Grace. She receives the gifts of the universe with open paws. When she shifts her mind to see what wonders are flowing in, the world glimmers with beauty. It is easy to focus on all those unmet desires, gone astray plans, and everything beyond the horizon of now. Let Grace remind you to notice all the blessings we are receiving. What feels good, let it in. What is making your heart sing, even a quiet, momentary song? Who do you love that is with you now in spirit or right by your side? Let each thank you open your heart a little more. You know, it's like it says when you talk about journaling, every day, write down something that you were grateful for. Whether it was having a cup of coffee, or you went for a walk, or just hearing the birds sing, whatever it is, when you start noticing the little things that bring you joy, when you start to become, again, aware of your surroundings, that was one of my spiritual teachings, for the good or for the bad. Noticing things that we, again, because we're bombarded constantly with information all the time. And again, that is for a reason, to keep people, but again, that's another video. But when you start operating more from a place of gratitude, thankful again for the warm shower that you're able to take. Some people haven't showered in friggin' weeks. You know what I'm saying? There's always something to be grateful for. And we can get in the funk, and we can get in the stinking thinking, and we can get in the shoulda, woulda, couldas, or I wish I had this, or why does this person have this, and I don't have this, and all this. And again, less attitude, more gratitude. Learn to appreciate the little things. And the more you focus on those things, you'll notice that maybe things aren't as bad as you make it out to be. Right? You may not have this, or that person may have something that you, but again, look what you do have. You got more than what somebody else might. So again, so like the song. Anyone remember from the 80s? What's the matter, you? You gotta know respect. What do you think you do? Why do you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Shut up, you face. Right? That's the universe trying to tell you. Stop complaining. Stop being in this funkadelic. You got yourself going in here, and start seeing what's possible, what you have. What can you be grateful for? Stop clinging to negative shit so we can bring you some good shit. Play. Look at this little cat over here. I wish I could draw. That's my thing about when I make my cards. I don't. I mean, my drawings look like a little kid's. So I said maybe I can do a little kid's tarot deck. then it would be perfect. And my pictures will match perfect. You know, I'm not a. But again, see, that's why you can't do that. Just because my pictures may be a certain way, you can't say I'm not a good artist. Again, those little, you see, awareness, catching ourselves, selling ourselves short in some way, because we just have to. We have to put ourselves down in some way. We're not good as, right? So again, we all, like I said, I didn't even read it. Did you see what I mean? It's even those little things that will hold you back, because you're not saying, you know what? I may not be an artist like this, but hey, my pictures, as far as little kids' drawings look, I'm the friggin' Picasso over here. Give yourself credit for what you can do. You know, we gotta cut this shit out. Me included. It says I'm not exempt. Meet Pippa of the Dream Circus. Some kitties come straight out of the imagination to remind us to play. I remember I talked about that in another thing. We tend to lose through our adult years because we've been shit on and we've just had loss and all kinds of stuff happen that we lose our childlike wonder. You know, innocence. Because we become jaded and disillusioned from life, we forget. That's why if you have kids or you watch animals play, your something in you shifts, right? When you watch your kids grow up and you watch them experience a piece of chocolate for the first time or something, it's like you're getting to relive your childhood again through them. You're getting to experience looking at the world through childlike eyes. And that's where joy lies. Not in all this other shit. It's in the simplicity of life. It's in nature. You know, as you watch animals. And for those few minutes, you're so entertained and you're so happy watching the dog do something silly or the cat do something, you know, or the bird, because that's God consciousness. Children, babies, nature, animals. That's as close to God consciousness as you can get because it's purity, it's innocence, it just is. It's just being. It's not trying to be anything else. The dog isn't preoccupied with how it looks or how it, you know what I mean? It just is. And that's what they encourage us to be. When we live in a world that's constantly telling you that you need to look, be younger, be thinner, be this, you have to have this or have that in order to be considered success. It says that they're putting out all these goalposts that usually are, again, based in bullshit, lies, and unmeetable ways. You got all these people photoshopping everything and doing all kinds of stuff. And so then nothing is real. It's hard to find anything real in a world that's fake. You know, that's why you got to see it for what it is, and stop trying to be like anything else. Because usually it's based in falsehoods anyway. Cuddles. Okay, this one over here. Meet Fluff. She is patiently waiting for you to stop your super important, get it done task and give her lots of love. She assures you that her fur is a cloud of softness that will melt all your thoughts away. Little Fluff is all about savoring the experience of being alive in your body. Time to disconnect from the digital world and reconnect to the lush, tactile world instead. Stretch like a cat until you quiver. Feel the air on your skin and earth under your paws. Cuddle in with this kitty and feel her purrs awaken your heart. That's what it says. You know, all the time that you spend doing other things while we're trying to not think about the things that we're depressed about or that didn't work out or that we don't have, you know, so we're distracting ourselves with bullshit that isn't going to change anything. It's just going to distract us. Instead, disconnect from that and focus on you so that you can bring yourself closer to that which you want. Right? Because you ain't going to find it on social media. I'll tell you that much. Oh, yeah, and there's one of these. Let's see what we pick out over here. Let's see. I gotta feel it, you know. I gotta feel it in the abundance. See? That's what we gotta realize, that we have abundance already in many ways. And once we realize that, we'll get more abundance. If all we're focusing on is the lack, what else we gonna get? What else we got? Understanding. See? You gotta love when, again, that's the table. I changed this cloth and it's squeaky. So I'm sure people know that that's not, you know what I'm saying. But still, we don't like noises. Understanding. Having a greater understanding of stuff. And now we can put some work in. Maybe one more. Oh, jeez. Love, life's sweetest reward. The Love Boat. I used to watch that Saturday nights. Saturday nights was Love Boat and Fantasy Island. That was it for me growing up. Let's do one more. So loving yourself, loving the siren and the sounds that keep interrupting my readings. I must love the firemen because they are protecting people. They're doing their job. You gotta show them some love. Thank you, firemen. Thank you for going to whatever you're going to and saving the day. Yeah. Transformation. Look at that. Beautiful. Right? Transformation. Now, look at that. 51 minutes. I'm so glad the 2-minute motivational message. Well, come on now. We know that doesn't work. I try to do under 10. But that still didn't work. Sometimes, like it says, there's no such thing as just no such thing as sometimes things don't work the way we want, but they work the way they're meant to. And I was going to read something from here, but I don't want to go too long. I don't know how long something is. They're not long. All right, let's just pick a random thing. When I ordered this, I thought I was ordering cards, and instead it came books. So let's just say I wasn't too happy, but we'll see if I can get something just to say. Mind for God. We'll do the one on the right, because that's the one I'm feeling. 2, 3, 3. 6, that makes 8. 8, we think 8 of cups. Moving on to things that are more emotionally fulfilling, right? So that's what they want you to do here. Mind for God. God is within every person in your life, even if it seems otherwise. Just as a miner finds valuable gold, so too can you discover the divine in every relationship. Your miner's hat is equipped with the light from your intention to see at least one good quality within each person. And you have that here. I love the negative and the positive aspects of others as I grow to love my own strength. See how? Come on now. Come on now. See how this works here. See how this works. Everyone has at least one positive attribute which is visible to those with open minds and hearts. Often people who seem the least lovable are the most in need of a God miner, such as yourself. Know that you'll strike gold with every person you encounter today. Your healing mission opens up and brings joy to many hearts, especially your own. Darn you, Willis. Darn you, Willis, and your messages. You know, like I said, because I've fallen back into this, what I feel is a fluke, but maybe it's not a fluke. You know what I'm saying? When they're trying to get you going, they'll find a way to get you going. But again, you have to be also putting in the work here. Thought for today, I notice at least one good quality in every one I meet today. I mine for God in every relationship. As I see the positive within each person, my relationships reflect that gift. The more I observe God and good within others, the more I see them in myself. This is everybody's here going through their own journey, learning their own lessons. And again, try to have compassion for people, but that doesn't mean be, you know, the doormat where you just allow people to do whatever the hell. But understand again that even the asshole, if you learned something from it and you grew from it and it changed you for the better, you gotta thank even the assholes. Because, you know, and on that note, I wish you well and I hope you get something from this. And hopefully you watched all the way through. Some people, you know, they don't, but hey, that's their lesson. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.